Hey, what's up? Welcome to DGenEd. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts like the charts behind me, which are all of cannabis stocks. So, I wanted to go over these because it looks like the DEA is going to be rescheduling cannabis from a Schedule 1 to a Schedule 3 class drug. So I do think that is pretty good for the sector. And as you can see here, looking at Canopy Growth Corporation, ticker symbol CGC, which did close on Tuesday, April 30th, up almost 80% on the day. Pretty crazy, closing at a price of $14.88. And so in this video, I'm just going to be doing a quick overview of all of the tickers that are listed on the left. And I apologize for not editing, but I just don't have enough time to do this. And I did want to go over this because it is pretty exciting. And so CGC hit a high on the day of $14.92, and considering that the previous high here shown during this time frame was $11.57, I do think it is quite possible that this could be pulling back to that level. However, looking at some of the other stocks, as you will see, I do think that there is more upside. And, it did close, just 4 cents lower than the high for the day. So I do think that suggests that this volume that we're seeing here, that is likely to continue for the rest of the week. So I do think we could be seeing the cannabis sector going on another rampage like we saw over here. And if I do take a step back, I do see this level here, which could be getting priced to around $17 or $18. That level that I've drawn is based on these two pivot points, one being the low hit on July 14th of 2022, and the other being the high hit on September 12th of 2023. And so, I do think that is definitely where price could be going. So, I would be looking for that. But I would also be cautious of any pullbacks. Maybe we'd see some consolidation, a bull flag before the next move up. But, I do think that we could be seeing that in the next couple of days, considering this, massive green candle and closing near the top of it. But anyways, I'm going to switch over to the next ticker on the list, which is MSOS. This is an ETF for cannabis in the US, and it closed at a price of $11.26, being up almost 25% on the day. And this one did break above this previous high that was $10.96. So I could see a pullback, maybe to retest right around $11 a share before potentially continuing higher. Like if CGC is, I think that the rest of the sector will as well. And so the next point that I do see on the chart here is this high from December 5th of 2022, and that was a high of $14.60. So I could definitely see price going up to that level, maybe in the next week or two, who knows. Pretty crazy stuff. But yeah, the next one on the list here is ticker symbol MSOX. This is a 2x leveraged cannabis stock ETF. And so here we are looking at it. It did close at a price of $7.25, being up about 50%, just a little bit over on the day, which makes sense. It is 2x leveraged, so you would think that it would be twice as much as MSOS, and that is exactly what we've seen. However, we did see a bit of a rejection from this prior high at $7.48, hitting a high on the day of $7.95, but then pulling back to close below that level. So maybe we will be seeing a retracement. And if I do draw up the 236 from this Fibonacci, maybe that is a level that this price would be residing, because there is leverage it can be a little bit more volatile, both to the upside as well as the downside. And so I could see price potentially pulling back to right around $6.50 with this 236 here at $6.55, also corresponding with the high hit on April 8th, which was a high of exactly $6.55. So pretty interesting there. And also we do have this little bit of a high here from February 26th. That at a price of $6.28. So, I do think we could see a pullback with this one, but, with this being volatile to the upside and downside, maybe this was just a little bit of an overreaction. And if we are to see the cannabis stocks and ETFs go higher, maybe we would see this go up to like $11 a share, or, more realistically, perhaps $9.50, the base of this consolidation that we see here. Because of that consolidation, we would start to see resistance at the base of it. Getting above it, this level, that would probably be support right around $11 if price was to break above it. So I could see resistance right around $9.30, maybe $9.50 or $10. Could be bumping our heads there. But, anyways, I'm going to switch over to the next ticker, which is SNDL, ticker symbol SNDL. And so here, looking at this chart, we did get a pretty massive move, almost up 23% on the day, closing at a price of $2.47. The prior high here being at a price of $2.67. So, I do think that could be taken out, but the high on the day from April 30th was $2.52. We did get, a 5-cent pullback, and also dropping 3 more cents in the after hours. So, maybe it does need to pull back a little bit before it does get up to that level at $2.67. And just like what I did with the last one, I might throw up the 236 here. That is at a price of $2.35. Did get a wick above that level here on April 8th. And so, that does seem like it was resistance then. Maybe it will pull back to that level and bounce before going higher. And let's see, maybe if we are to go higher, we might be testing this level here at about $3.36. That was the high on, let's see, December 5th of 2022. I feel like that date keeps popping up. And so, maybe price would be getting to that level since it was resistance before. It could be resistance again. So, I do think that is something to consider, that, price could be, effectively getting close to going up 50% from the current price. So maybe we do see that. Maybe we do see a rally above $2.67, but maybe we see some consolidation form a bull flag before we take off above this level. So do look for that. And then finally, the last one on the list is TLRY Brands, ticker symbol TLRY. This is my personal favorite because it is the one I hold. And TLRY did close at a price of $2.47, being up almost 40% on the day. So not as much as CGC or MSOX. So, it is the third in the ranking as far as how much it moved up on the day. But, one level that it did not get to was this blue line here at $2.54, hitting a high on the day of $2.51.5, almost getting to that level, and that level does correspond with a gap fill based on the low from April 8th. But if we actually look at the close from that day, that was at a price of $2.59. So I could see price getting up to that level, but potentially finding some resistance there. Since there were likely some buyers at this price, they might be looking to offload their shares if price does get up there, but I kind of think that would be foolish because the highs up here are at $2.97. I could see the price getting up to there and reclaiming that high, potentially with that acting as support before continuing up to this peak here, which was at a price of $3.40. I think that there's potential for the stock price to be going up, another dollar per share before bumping into some resistance, or, maybe forming a double top up there. But, I do think that there is plenty of upside for not only TLRY, but all of these tickers, as well as the other ones that I did not cover, because not only is moving from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3 a great step forward with the cannabis sector, I do think it will be pushing these stocks and ETFs forward, but it's also an election year, and I do think that we will be finding out that some states are going to be legalizing, whether for medicinal or recreational purposes, and I do think that will send these stocks and ETFs much higher later in the year. So, I think that right now, like this price here marked in yellow, $1.70, I had hoped that was the bottom. And, it seems like it was. But, those are just my thoughts. If you found them helpful, make sure you like the video, share your thoughts in the comments down below, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care, you guys.